Listen, nobody, not even the president, will tell me I have to do anything. It's a free country. If you want a letter, if you want to invite
him and then you will.
Nobody will arrest him.
What would you do if you landed at an airport in your own country and security officials suddenly moved to detain you? That's the question many Nigerians are asking today.
Invite him and then you
emerged of a dramatic moment at the Abuja airport involving former Kaduna State Nasir. According to his own public statement, there was what he described as an illegal attempt to arrest him immediately upon arrival from Cairo. The situation has quickly sparked conversation across the country. Not just because of who is involved, but because of what it could mean for the rule of law, political tensions, and the relationship between public officials and security agencies in Nigeria. Before we go deeper, if you value clear and balanced updates like this, take a second to like this video, share it with someone who wants to stay informed, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us continue breaking down complex national issues in a simple and responsible way. And feel free to drop your thoughts in the comments respectfully, because conversations like this matter. Now, here's what we know so far. Nasir El-Rufai, a former governor of Kaduna State and a prominent political figure, said his lawyers have issued a statement condemning what they described as an unlawful attempt to arrest him at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja. He had just arrived from Cairo, Egypt. According to his account, security personnel approached him at the airport with the intention of detaining him. Details about which agency was involved or the exact legal basis for the action have not been fully confirmed in public reports as of now. In his statement, El-Rufai said, and I'm paraphrasing here, that Nigeria must outgrow executive overreach and what he called deliberate disregard for the rule of law. Those are strong words. They suggest that he believes the attempt to arrest him was politically motivated or lacked proper legal backing. However, as of the time of this recording, there has not been a detailed show statement from the relevant security authorities explaining their side of the situation. That's important. In moments like this, it's easy for narratives to form very quickly. Supporters of El-Rufai may see this as harassment or political intimidation. Others may argue that no one is above the law and that security agencies have the right to question or detain individuals if there are legitimate grounds. Without verified information from all sides, it's wise to approach the story carefully. So, how did it reportedly happen? According to local accounts circulating online, El-Rufai arrived at the airport after his trip abroad. As he went through the normal arrival process, security officials approached him. There are suggestions that he was informed of an intention to detain him, but it appears that he was not ultimately taken into custody at that moment. It is unclear whether his legal team intervened immediately or whether the situation de-escalated for other reasons. These details may become clearer as more verified information emerges. Why does this matter? First, Nasir El-Rufai is not just any private citizen. He is a former governor and a figure with influence in national politics. Incidents involving high-profile individuals often carry broader political implications. They can signal internal tensions, possible investigations, or shifts in power dynamics. Second, the language used in his response raises deeper questions about governance and accountability. When a former governor publicly accuses the system of executive overreach, that touches on long-standing debates in Nigeria about the balance of power between the executive branch and other institutions. It also brings into question whether due process is always followed in sensitive cases.
It's a free country. If you want a letter, if you want to
Invite him and then
no
you.
matter how powerful, is subject to what is said.
I'm his chief of staff.
At the same time, it also means that law enforcement must follow proper procedures. Arrests, detentions, and investigations must be backed by clear legal authority. If either side fails in that responsibility, public trust can be affected. Let's also consider the timing. Political tensions in Nigeria have remained high in recent years, especially after the last general elections and the ongoing realignments within political parties. El-Rufai himself has been involved in internal party matters and public debates on national issues. When an event like this happens, it's almost impossible to separate it from the broader political climate. However, it is equally important not to jump to conclusions. Sometimes, situations at airports or border points can involve routine checks, misunderstandings, or administrative issues that later get clarified. Until there is an official explanation, we should be careful about assuming motives. Another angle to examine is the role of legal representation. El-Rufai stated that his lawyers have issued a formal statement condemning the incident. This suggests that his legal team believes there were procedural or constitutional violations. In Nigeria's legal framework, any arrest or attempt to arrest must meet certain requirements. There should typically be a warrant unless it falls under specific exceptions allowed by law. If there was no warrant, his lawyers may argue that the action was unlawful. On the other hand, security agencies also operate under laws that give them powers to act under certain conditions. For example, if there is an ongoing investigation or credible suspicion related to national security or other serious matters, agencies may take steps that are not immediately visible to the public. The challenge is transparency. When information is limited, speculation fills the gap. This event also reminds us of previous moments in Nigeria's political history when high-profile figures faced sudden legal challenges. In some cases, those actions were later justified in court. In other cases, courts ruled that rights had been violated. That is why the judicial system plays a crucial role. If there is a genuine dispute about the legality of what happened at the airport, it may eventually be tested in court. Public reaction has been mixed. Some Nigerians on social media are expressing concern, saying that such incidents could discourage open political engagement. Others are urging calm and asking for full facts before forming an opinion. The diversity of reactions shows just how sensitive and complex the issue is. Let's pause for a moment and think about the broader implications. If a former governor can claim an illegal attempt to arrest him at a major international airport, what does that say about institutional processes? And if security agencies believe they had a valid reason, what mechanisms are in place to explain that to the public in a transparent way? Accountability goes both ways. Public officials must be accountable for their actions while in office and after leaving office. At the same time, security institutions must be accountable to the law and to the Constitution. When both sides operate within clear boundaries, the public gains confidence in the system. When there is confusion or silence, that confidence can weaken. Another important point is that Nigeria's democracy is still evolving. Over the years, there have been improvements in some areas and setbacks in others. Moments like these test the strength of institutions.
Listen, nobody, not even the president, will tell me I have to do anything. It's a free country. If you want a letter, if you want to invite him,
invite him and then you will.
And focused on the facts.
I'm his chief of staff.
Related to this incident. There is also a detailed statement from federal authorities explaining their position. That means we are still in the early stages of understanding what really happened. Thanks for watching and taking the time to understand the issue beyond the headlines. Share your thoughts below, calmly and constructively. And let's continue to follow this story as it develops. If you'd like a deeper follow-up once more details emerge, let me know in the comments and stay subscribed for updates.